It's LeGarrette Blunt here, man, 3-time Super Bowl champion. I just want to give you a shout out to the YouTube channel, MicroMike, man. Keep on talking everything Detroit Lions, and I just got to remind you, man, happy wife, happy life.
What's going on, YouTube? This is your boy, Mr. MicroMike, and today we're going to talk about running the football, the importance of it, and I want to give you a little bit of information and why I love the idea of pounding the rock and getting DeAndre Swift to complement our backfield. If you're not a Detroit Lions fan, that is okay. This also portrays to all NFL teams. Tonight, 7 p.m. Eastern Time on the Gridiron Blitzes channel. We are live for the One Pride podcast. It is fun, it's exciting, we crack jokes, and we try to make tears go down people's legs. It's a great time. Make sure you show up for that. The description to the Gridiron Blitzes channel is in the description, so go ahead and click that if you don't know where, and subscribe to all our channels. With that said, folks, let's get into it. The NFL is a passing league, and I certainly cannot squash that notion. The aerial evolution in the league is undeniable, but I am here to tell you that making a conceited effort to run the football is still the best way to consistently win football games. Now, I know this opinion may be unpopular for Detroit Lions fans as well as some in the NFL, because we have all the weapons in Detroit with Matthew Stafford, with Marvin Jones, Kenny Galladay, you name it. As well as this could be unpopular with people who like to strike numbers down, such as PFF. But the numbers continue to back up my old school belief that routinely pounding the rock is what matters most down the stretch. You don't believe me? Well, let me show you some stats. In weeks 11 and 13, teams that ranked in the top half of the NFL in terms of the run play percentage posted a combined record of 32 and 13. That is a 71.1% winning percentage. On the flip side, teams that ranked in the bottom half of the league in this category, like the Detroit Lions, a combined winning record of 12 and 31, a 27.9% winning percentage. Digging a little bit deeper, I discovered 11 teams ran the ball at least 45% of their snaps during weeks 11 through 13, and those teams combined for a record of 23 and 7. That is a robust 76.7 winning percentage. And 6 of those teams, the Ravens, the Patriots, Texans, Seahawks, Cowboys, Broncos, they won. And they won big league. Between percentage of 67.4% of winning to 46.9%. Considering the teams that kept it on the ground on less than 40% of those snaps in those weeks, went only 11 and 29, a 27.5 winning percentage. It is fairly obvious that consistently running the ball still equates to success in the league. I might hear rub off about these numbers could be inflated due to other reasons like the fourth quarter. But I crunched the numbers in the first 3 quarters, taking the final period completely out of the equation. Teams that ran on at least 45 per their snaps of quarters 1 through 3 went 19 and 9, a 67.9% winning. In weeks 11 and 13, those pounded it on 40% or less, like the Lions, went 12 and 22, only 35.3%. It's kind of an analysis that explains why we've seen the Minnesota Vikings, our rival, openly pleading to their offensive coordinator to run the football with Cook. Ex-defensive coordinator understand the impact of the ground attack on defense, and it simply cannot understand why other teams simply just stop running the football. Think of the running game as a boxer's jab. You're not throwing the jab for a knockout of an opponent, but you're using it as to set up a big right hand shot that leads to knockdowns. When you run the ball early and often, the defense have to respect any and all play fakes, thus spawning bigger plays in the passing game. The running game sets up the table for a devastating vertical strike. When it comes to Darrell Bevell, what do we love to do? Play action pass, whether it be to Marvin Hall, to Marvin Jones, to Kenny Galladay, and as well as to TJ Hawkinson, our new tight end weapon. There's even more benefit of running the ball in today's game with more teams gearing up for their defenses to get after the quarterback. As a defensive coordinator puts more pressure on rushers, undersized linebackers, and extra defensive backs on the field, they're leaving their units more vulnerable to the ground attack, particularly with offenses using more of a one running back, two tight end, two wide receiver set. Undersized defenders can get off the blocks and make their tackles in space quite difficult, as most defenders in today's NFL has rarely been trained to take on the old school runs, the power counter to isolation. Look what Derrick Henry did for the Tennessee Titans. They could not stop that big body from running. They knew they were running the football, and he kept doing it. At the lower levels of schools, they're not training for the old school way, but more for the spread offense. With linebackers and defensive backs lacking the size, strength, and knowledge to handle the physicality of the running game, teams committed to playing smash-mouth football enjoy a significant advantage in today's game, i.e. the Baltimore Ravens, the Tennessee Titans, the Kansas City Chiefs, and teams destined for greatness on the run game like our rivals, the Minnesota Vikings. That's why defensive-minded head coach like Pete Carroll, Bill Belichick, Mike Zimmer, as well as Mike Vrabel increasingly relied on the running game this season. Despite most of the league skewing towards a pass-heavy approach, smart individuals and coaches rely on their running game to help them lead and get W's. With a few offensive gurus like Sean Payton also reaping the benefits of running the ball early and often, it is only a matter of time before observers realize the ground game and ground and pound is more deadly than just a passing attack. Wearing down defenses, wearing down players helps you win football games. We, as Detroit Lions, have led many games this last season, but we failed to capitalize in the fourth quarter. If we consistently run the football, we can capitalize on those leads and close the game out. It is so important to have a running attack that it can be used in every single game. With having injuries for our Detroit Lions, it was so imperative for us to pick up a DeAndre Swift. If Kerryon goes down, if Bo goes down, you have another body there. It is important, folks, to have the running game. The running game is the way to win in the NFL, regardless of what you hear about analysts, regardless of what you hear about the Mel Kipers of the world in the NFL draft. It is very important for our team to get back to the running ways like we did with Barry Sanders.